Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RNS Popcast, where we talk about all things movies, Minecraft, and YouTube. I'm here with my co-host, Spidey Steve.
And my co-host, Jesus Reign Studio. We're here to tell you all the details of the month, but before that, Jesus Reigns, how are you today?
Concerned.
As you should
I
be.
Yeah, I thought that was ample reason. Other than concerned, I'm doing pretty well.
So we have a lot to talk about in this episode. Doomsday is coming. Star Wars has had some major recent developments, and Lego introduces the Smart Brick. That and much more will be discussed on today's episode of the R&S Popcast. But first, on the admin side, where we'll talk about YouTube, Minecraft, and anything else worth sharing in our own lives. So, Jesus Reign Studio, why don't you start us off there?
Sure. So I finally completed a stop motion a few days ago, and it's in the editing phase at this point. It's probably the most in-depth stop motion I've ever done. Not the longest, but I've put the most effort into it. My favorite part about editing at the moment is that I went and looked up a ton of Lego Star Wars death sounds. So if you hear Yoda dying while there's an explosion, you know exactly what's going on.
Yes, I was thinking the Yoda one specifically. That one's a classic one though.
Yes, they are also classic. So at one point, I was talking with my mom, and I just randomly pulled up these death sounds, and I started playing them at random. Reminds me very much of one time I was in gym class, and someone had this random recording. It was an hour long, and it was just intermittently Lego Star Wars Yoda death sound.
That is the best. That is your just like background audio to life.
Uh-huh.
Oh, all right. Speed run for how fast I can pull it up.
Yep, that's it.
um, so yeah, it sounds like we've both had a lot of new I don't want to say new effort because I know we've always put effort into like what videos we make, but I have also just made a video that I would consider probably the hardest I've worked on a Minecraft video ever. With so my first episode of the Rooted SMP, and anyone from my audience probably already knows this, but as of late, I have joined a new Minecraft SMP, which is a survival multiplayer game where basically a bunch of creators go on and make content at the same time. But I've joined one recently, and I've just gotten my first episode out. It's the longest video I've ever posted, and also the most like content I've had to edit down, because I think it was like 12 hours of content that I edited into a 26-minute video.
That is a lot.
So that seems quite fun for both of us from the content side. But Minecraft, which I kind of already said, but like I'm personally interested in how things have been going in Grind, which is Jesus Reigns' Minecraft world, because I haven't hardly heard anything about it recently.
Well, I told you I built a hole. Is that correct? Okay, so this hole, for context, is it's going to lead straight down to my end portal, because I decided that that's where I want to put my base, so I have access to like everything at the same time. But last update, Spidey Steve got, I had just built this hole and not dug it out. I made a wall for it. What's happened within that hole is I've dug smaller holes, which will be columns for TNT. That's basically it.
So we're doing the green mining technique, but then filling with TNT.
Yeah.
That sounds like a decent plan. I'm so I don't know if Grind. Hold on, have I seen the concepts for your Grind base yet, or am I thinking of the other world?
I believe you have seen them. It's basically a copperpunk style cathedral.
Yes. Okay. So I wasn't. I was if I was thinking of the right one. I'm extremely excited to see that build because it's a very nice style
And and the audience should know Spidey, Steve, and I kind of developed this style together.
I don't know if it's all that original. It's just using a lot of copper and some interesting techniques we came up with pretty much just on the fly in a random creative world. But
to give you an idea of some of what's happening, think of taking the front facade of the Parthenon and replacing it with copper.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how much of it is anymore because basically for the context of this, you were on a world and we were just calling, right? And I think you were showing me some little bits and builds you had, and so then I just randomly started building stuff. But essentially, it's copper and spruce, right? Like I don't know how much spruce
Yes.
you've kept in it. That's what I don't know.
Uh, spruce spruce is the element that I've kept the least of. Since it's a cathedral, I thought that the best stone to put in place was deep slate, but I also want to have a transition up to obsidian at the top.
Oh, that would look nice. Now I will say obsidian. I've seen. Have you ever seen those like hardcore videos where they're like, "We need a bunch of obsidian," and then they go and make like a wither farm in the end?
Yeah, I'm not planning on having that much obsidian.
Okay. Yeah,
The
but
only reason
my question has always been, why don't they just trade with piglins?
it does seem like a very good question. But the only reason I really need obsidian is so that I can put my ender dragon egg at the peak of my crossing tower.
Mm. Oh, as so you can transition up to the egg.
Yes,
That does sound nice. Well, shall we move into the news?
absolutely.
Okay. Marvel Studios has unveiled the first teasers for the upcoming film Avengers Doomsday. The first trailer, released December 23rd, revealed the return of a familiar face, Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. The second trailer debuted in December, spotlighting Chris Hemsworth as Thor. The third, in January, teased the return of the X-Men, including Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Ian McKellen as Magneto, and James Marsden as Cyclops. And the final one teased the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four returning, which also released in January, with Shuri, M'Baku, Namor, and The Thing all showing up. The longtime Marvel collaborators Anthony and Joe Russo direct Avengers Doomsday, which will hit theaters in 1 year's time. Robert Downey Jr., who starred as Tony Stark / Iron Man in 10 films, will return in a new role, this time playing iconic Marvel villain Victor Von Doom. And I have a long list of cast members here that I'm going to read off because it's crazy. The cast
Ooh.
features Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Paul Rudd, Florence Pugh, Tom Hiddleston, Channing Tatum, Pedro Pascal, and many others, as well as the rumored appearance of Spider-Man, but not Tom Holland. Maguire's Spider-Man seems like he will be the only Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday.
Ooh.
So I think there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm really excited to talk about it because I don't know if my perspective of Doomsday is an unpopular one, but I think we should hear your perspective first.
Marvel kind of died out for me, starting with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I've watched most of the movies since then, not most of the shows, but Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts I thought were very, very well done. And based on that, I'm hoping that Avengers Doomsday will be a swift revival of the Marvel franchise.
I hope so as well. That is one rumor note that I have here as well, is that the Russo brothers, I saw it confirmed somewhere, but I had a hard time finding it, so take it with a grain of salt. Did direct the post-credit scene for both Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts, which are apparently going to be scenes in Doomsday, which I think makes sense.
So I have seen both of those post-credit scenes.
Mm-hmm. Now, I couldn't find an official confirmation by Marvel or any other major outlet, so we will treat it as a rumor, but I for some reason remember seeing it somewhere that like the Russo brothers had talked about it. So I'm decently certain on this one.
They directed every previous Avengers movie, correct?
Not every previous Avengers movie. They did Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. I know for sure.
Okay. Well, that's a very good track record.
Yeah.
They can definitely do the gritty Civil War. And I mean, Infinity War and Endgame have gritty as well, but they have a lot more epic and funny as in addition to those.
Yeah. Like the other thing that make clues us into those post credit scenes being by them is that in the post credit scene for Fantastic Four, Robert Downey Jr. was on set in the costume there, even though you didn't see his face.
Makes sense.
Um, I personally am quite excited about Doomsday. I'm quite optimistic that it's going to be a great movie, and I don't know. I feel like that if anyone can put together a culmination that makes everything worth what we've all seen so far, it's going to be these Russo brothers. I think they can do it. And based on interviews and their track records in other movies as well, I don't think they would have come back if they didn't actually like the story. If it were just a big cash grab with all the people, not saying it isn't one, it kind of is, but like I don't think they wouldn't I don't think they would have done it at all if that was the entire point, if that makes sense.
They they want it to be a cash grab like Endgame, where people will go back to the theaters multiple times to watch it.
Yes.
Normally, for me, as an example, I'll go to the theater one time for a movie. Endgame, I went twice. That was significant.
So you have me beat there because when Endgame came out, I was not watching Marvel.
Ah,
The first Marvel movie I saw in theaters was Spider-Man No Way Home. But the year up to that, I watched all of the movies. The first Marvel project I watched was WandaVision.
do you mean as it was coming out?
Yeah. No, that was the first one I
Makes sense.
watched.
What do you mean by Marvel project?
Like, ever show or movie, the first thing I seen of Marvel was WandaVision.
I did not realize that, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah, so I watched episode 1 and 2. Then I went and I watched Captain Marvel because I had to make it make sense.
Okay,
And then after I finished WandaVision, I started at Iron Man and made my way up.
so you built up to the good stuff, right?
Yes, I did build up to the good stuff.
Along with this discussion about Doomsday, I think we really need to discuss the memes.
Okay, I love the memes
The
so
memes,
much.
the memes are priceless.
Actually,
For anybody who's not aware of what's going on with the memes, just take any character and say that they will return in Avengers Doomsday.
we're actually
Spite-
I'll link this in the description, but we're gonna watch one of these.
A few moments later.
Caption: Not Nacho Libre will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Oh man, I might not keep it in. I don't know. We'll see. But have you seen Nacho Libre?
Well, Spidey Steve has made a couple of these videos already. No, I have not seen Nacho Libre.
No. Oh my goodness. What? I don't know how. It's like one of the best movies ever. Oh
No,
my gosh.
nobody has ever recommended it to me or anything like that.
I recommend Nacho Libre over K-pop Demon Hunters. I like K-pop Demon Hunters better, but Nacho Libre is more of a classic.
Interesting. I'm not sure how to take that.
One thing I did want to mention, which I unfortunately I don't think we can talk too much on, was Wonder Man as well. Is the newest Marvel show on Disney Plus. So good. So good. It was genuinely one of my favorite Marvel shows, and it had very little action. It was mostly, the best way I've heard it described was that it was a character study, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I'll say, that might be the first Marvel character put into the MCU that I have never heard of.
I don't want to spoil it, because it's not something I can just explain.
Okay,
It isn't traditional. It's not Marvel.
In that case, let's move on to the next topic while we're trying not to spoil things.
Maul, Shadow Lord, has the first teaser trailer and poster for the animated series just came out. So
It was epic.
okay.
I haven't seen the poster, but I've seen the trailer.
It's like a close up on half his face. Um. Okay, I obviously want to hear your thoughts first because Jesus Reigns Studio here is our Star Wars aficionado.
Okay, so I was biased against Maul for a very long time. Phantom Menace was the first time I ever saw him, so of course that's the performance that I accept of him. Then they brought him back for Clone Wars and Rebels, and I'm like, this. I mean, sure, you kind of made it make sense, but you've just done bad writing by bringing him back. So I was biased against him a really long time, and I still don't like that they brought him back in a kind of stupid way. But rethinking my opinion of Maul, it's taken a very long time, and I've come to the conclusion that what they do with him after he reappears in Clone Wars, it was actually really, really cool. Like making him a crime lord, making him try and take over Mandalore. And Rebels, he was much crazier. Didn't like him as much in Rebels. He's just a crazy man who wants Ezra for an apprentice. And but his demise dueling against Obi-Wan was epic. Nobody can ever deny that. So this idea of a show where it's Maul continuing to be a crime lord actually has a lot of appeal to me, despite my history with Maul. And the trailer looked insanely epic. Has some Legends references in it, I'd say, and we can discuss that a bit later. But it's got me actually pretty hyped, much more than I expected.
Okay, so I just would like to explain my stance on Star Wars real quick because I don't know if I've done that yet. I have seen the first, or I have seen 8 of the mainline movies and half of the 9th one. Somehow Palpatine returned and I'm out.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
no wait, you mentioned this shirt to me, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm the one that told you about it, I think.
Somehow Palpatine will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I need it.
It's the best meme ever.
I love it so much. Yeah, it's a Screen Crush merch shirt actually. But I saw those movies, but then Disney Plus is really where I kind of got into it a little bit. I watched Rogue One and Solo for the first time after getting Disney Plus, and I enjoyed both of them decently. But then Mandalorian is what got me hooked.
You can't say you only enjoyed Rogue One decently.
I don't. It didn't have as much appeal to me as it does to everyone else. It was a good movie, but that's it.
You're not in it for the storyline, are you?
I'm
you know
into movies for the storyline. I don't know.
Nobody needs to be into Rogue One for the storyline. Rogue One has it all. It's got epic music, epic characters, epic battles, epic storyline.
I remember specifically thinking that the music wasn't all that notable.
Okay, well, when you pair it with how iconic its style is, how it matches to Star Wars, and the themes just fit the villains perfectly, that's when it gets good.
Okay, well, that's kind of what I'm leading to, is that I've not been a huge Star Wars person. I know of it, I watch it sometimes, but I am a pretty decent Star Wars show person. I'm on the minority that really liked Obi-Wan, I think. Obi-Wan is one of my favorite shows. I loved The Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett stank. Rebels is amazing, but I have never seen the Clone Wars.
And maybe that's been some peer pressure from me, because historically, I've liked Rebels much better than the Clone Wars. I'm rewatching the Clone Wars now to rethink my opinion, but I still like Rebels much better.
And actually, Actually, Rebels I enjoyed before you enjoyed Rebels, because when I liked Rebels, you were like, those aren't canon. I had a book, a Star Wars visual dictionary, and you said if a character wasn't in that visual dictionary, they weren't canon. And it was just original trilogy and prequel trilogy characters. If you're like, and it was actually because I was going to buy my first toy lightsaber, and you're like, don't buy Kanans from Rebels.
I know.
And then like I don't remember when it was. Was it
Here,
before you moved or after you moved that you decided you liked Rebels?
here's how it happened, and this was before I moved. I read a Thrawn book. Sorry, cut that name out. My sister read a Thrawn book, and she absolutely loved it. She loved the Thrawn character so much. She found out the Thrawn character was in Rebels, so we started watching Rebels.
Wait, you
And
hadn't
though he's
seen it?
not, say that again.
You hadn't seen it?
We hadn't seen Rebels at all. We were going off of the basis it was a kids show that looked absolutely stupid based on the trailer.
Oh my goodness. All right, back in that day though, trailers did a terrible job.
Agreed. That trailer was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
So what happened was, first season is kind of but the finale of every single season is so
I
good.
was gonna say the Inquisitor finale is actually great though.
And that finale in season 1 just shows Kanan was like the truest Jedi you could expect. He did not let fear overcome him. And that's the way he defeated an Inquisitor who was far more powerful than he was.
Yes. And then next thing I know, you want all of the Rebels Lego sets.
Yeah. But I can't afford them because they're all retired. I missed my time.
Except for the Ghost, right? You have one of them. Or is that the
There's
Ahsoka one? Yeah.
the newer one. That one was 2023 with the Ahsoka show.
Except for you could have
Maybe
got it.
2020.
Except for you could have got it on an amazing deal, but you already had it.
Yeah, I got that one on a pretty amazing deal as well, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Or no, it was just, I was just thinking like, okay, this is a really popular set. Lego is probably not going to discount it, and no other retailer is going to discount it. So let me get it off of Lego.com when it's double VIP points, and I can get a cool promo with it.
That is smart. So we do have a little bit more on Maul. Apparently it's going to be 10 episodes over 5 weeks. So I don't know if that... Okay, 2 episodes every week, leading to the finale on May the 4th.
Do you think there will be a second season?
Okay, this goes into a wider conversation on the way that Disney Plus does its stuff right now and how they just want short little cash grabs of shows. I highly doubt it.
I hope there is not a second season unless they have already planned it out very specifically.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yes, I agree with that. The only I don't know. I did enjoy some of What If's later episodes, but the only show on Disney Plus that I think deserved another season so far has been Loki, and it got one.
Okay.
But I think it was planned
I'll
to be
grant
2
that.
seasons.
Yeah, Loki did seem like it was going to be 2 seasons. Although they they definitely retconned Kang. I haven't watched Quantumania, but I know that's what happened. And shifted over to Doctor Doom. So
Kang has not been officially retconned. They just teased him even more in Quantumania.
oh, okay. Then I guess I don't entirely understand what's happening with the MCU. But my go ahead.
In universe, in movies, Kang just hasn't been brought up since Quantumania, and the big theory now is that very early on, as a display of power, Doctor Doom will just go and wreck Kang.
That sounds horrifying. And perfectly in character. What I was going to say earlier was my interpretation of sequels is most of the time a sequel is good if there was already planned to be a sequel. There are certainly exceptions to that. But with the shows that Disney Plus is putting out, anytime they didn't plan to make new seasons, it usually hasn't worked well. Like Mando season 3 wasn't as good. Bad Batch seasons 2 and 3 weren't as good. There's probably other examples.
Bad Batch I never watched, but Mando, I disagree. I think the Mando seasons I think they got exponentially better every time. I think the third season was my favorite.
The third season might have been the most epic, just because of that battle for Mandalore at the end, but it certainly lacked the storyline of the other two.
And to be fair, I watched it a long time ago, and one of the things that's like my worst enemy when trying to really rank a movie is nostalgia. Like Spider-Man No Way Home is my favorite Marvel movie, but only because of the build up to it and how excited I was for that movie to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And so could be that I was just like really loving Mandalorian at the moment.
That certainly makes sense. But I just let nostalgia in and let it affect my judgment.
I obviously I do as well. That's why Past Life is my favorite life series. Okay, Lego and the Smart Brick, which was first shown at an event recently, is a sensor-packed 2x4 piece that reacts to motion, tilt, and nearby smart tags or smart minifigures, adding sound effects and interactive responses without needing any screens or apps, which isn't true because you need to update the Smart Brick. The first wave of Smart Play Star Wars sets launches in March 1st with pre-orders already open. We hate the Smart Brick.
That's the general consensus.
Yay!
By the way, have you heard about the extremely accurate sound effects?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I just go with the ATST. If you're a Star Wars fan, envision in your mind right now what it sounds like for an ATST to walk around and fire lasers.
And then we
And
played this. Yeah.
prepare to be very disappointed.
My favorite one was the lightsabers doing blaster sounds instead.
Well, maybe it was the idea they were deflecting blaster bolts.
That is fair.
There's no good excuse for it. Just the smart bricks are all around the worst thing Lego Star Wars has ever tried.
And it's not limited to Lego Star Wars either. We do have confirmation that they will be involved in the Pokemon line as well.
I'm just sighing right now.
Yeah. The noise cancellation cut out your sigh, but I watched it. I think that the Smart Brick removes the point of Lego. It's like you're literally just like, this toy that's supposed to spark children's imagination. Let's remove that.
Let's make the toy imagine it for the children.
Well, that point is not imagination. And also, when you swoosh a spaceship, you say swoosh. You don't need a Smart Brick saying swoosh for you, okay? That's part of the fun of it.
Agreed. I have certainly swooshed around my Lego Star Wars ships plenty enough.
The only Lego Star Wars ship I currently have is a Millennium Falcon, and they're notoriously hard to swoosh. So I
don't care. I just swoosh them anyway.
Oh, okay. No, it's just collecting dust.
If we're talking about my favorite swooshable ship of all time, this is going to be really surprising. The Inquisitor Transport Scythe from 2022.
I remember
it's $100.
About that.
You wouldn't think that it's swooshable, but you can hold it in one hand, and it's so satisfying because it's a 10 out of 10 set.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that it had it was really easy to hold.
It is really easy to hold. It's got a Technic structure underneath the main cockpit, and you can just one-hand it.
That's actually really cool, though. I don't know. I think the most swooshable thing in my vicinity is the Milano, the 2014 one.
That would probably be real fun to swoosh around. I have a sand speeder sitting nearby me.
Oh, sand speeder.
That's certainly swooshable. Yeah.
All right, maybe I shouldn't tangent, but one of the things I always wanted that I thought would be really cool would be like a speeder from specifically episode 6 speeders. I like the ones from
Endor?
Yeah, Endor. There was these old RC drones that were in the shapes of Star Wars spaceships, and there was a speeder one, and I wanted it so bad.
That does sound cool.
All right, more Lego, unless you have more to say on the Smart Brick.
Nope.
more Lego. We have 2 new sets to talk about that are very exciting. The officially revealed Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Final Battle set, a $130 set with Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, and a large biddable Ganon figure, and a leak, which everyone is believing right now. It's come from multiple credible sources. With Lego Icons Minas Tirith, an 8,270 piece Lord of the Rings set, rumored to be $650.
Okay, so you say just a leak. We've got footage.
Oh, yeah, we have pictures. Yeah.
I actually mean footage of like the Lego designers showing it off.
Oh, we do?
That's what it seemed to be.
I have not seen
And
any video yet. I've only seen screen stills of that.
Well, the context makes it clear what's happening, clear enough, I think.
Yeah.
And that is definitely Lego's style.
Mhm.
It's got to be real.
I
It
think
just
so
has
as well.
to be.
It's
And I am so happy.
it's either real or someone worked really hard to make it because it's 100% not AI. It's
Yeah.
too good to be AI.
If someone worked that hard to make it, what's the point of you trying to fake people out at this point?
I don't know. Just say it was a mock and everyone will still be just as impressed.
That is true, but it wouldn't get as much attention.
Probably. I don't know. From what I've seen of it, it's very nice looking. For anyone who wants context for the Lord of the Rings, I have read and I love The Hobbit. I can't read the Lord of the Rings; it's really boring, and my brother is force feeding the movies to me at the moment. So I'm
Force feeding.
making my way through it.
There's no force that needs to happen there.
They're really boring, but the movies are pretty good. But I've been making my way through them quite slowly. And I asked to start at The Hobbit because I like The Hobbit. I like The Hobbit movies. I'd seen them before, though.
Well, Hobbit movies are not nearly as accurate to the book.
Yeah, I know, but they're great movies.
Don't they have a lot of the flaws the prequel movies have?
For Star Wars?
Yeah,
Well, the prequels are my favorite Star Wars movies, too, so.
but you know what obvious flaws the prequels have, yes?
So what do you think about the new Minas Tirith set?
It's as beautiful as the original trilogy.
The original trilogy of Lord of the Rings films? I agree. I think Minas Tirith is one of the better looking locations from the Lord of the Rings. I think the only other one that would have been really cool would be to get like a really massive scale whatever the inside of that mountain is. Whatever that's called.
You could be referencing multiple things.
The one where they
Should I
had
just
to
list
like
off
jump pillars because it was all falling apart.
Mines of Moria?
Yeah, that one. I like the architecture there.
Yes, the Mines of Moria are incredible. Massive vaulted ceilings, malt beers, meat right off the bone.
He just starts quoting.
I would also love a new version of Orthanc, Saruman's tower.
Didn't we just get that? Oh, no.
We
never
got
mind.
Barad-dûr.
Yes.
Yeah, I mixed up the names Sauron and Saruman a lot myself when I was younger.
We have a little bit more Lego news as well with the Lego Pokemon being announced and shown their first 2 sets. But in the same week after I wrote this down, we also have Yu-Gi-Oh, which is another anime that's getting sets. K-pop Demon Hunters is also getting sets. And Ninjago's 15th anniversary is upon us as well, and has provided a lot of really cool stuff already. Ninjago is very close to my heart, and the 3 sets they have so far, specifically for the anniversary, are awesome sets. I don't know if you've seen them.
I've seen at least 2.
Okay.
One of them, if I'm correct, is the blacksmith shop where Kai and Nia were at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly a lot of love put into that one. And then, isn't there also Wu's temple?
Okay, so they have Jamanakai Village. The whole village is one of the sets. It's like $300 something. It's just a massive village.
Okay.
And then the other one is the entrance to the monastery with all of the original ninja.
That's a good enough summary for me.
Yeah. And then the other thing they put out as a promotional is they put out a new version of the Weekend Whip, which is the original Weekend Whip, except for the Ninjago voice cast is singing the song, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
It's been so long, I don't know what you're referencing.
The theme song.
Oh, okay. Which of course gets multiple variations throughout the seasons.
Yes. And it's the season 1 and 2 variation that they're singing. But I'll just note real quick before we move on that Kai is a surprisingly good singer. All right.
You wouldn't think so.
The rest of them are actually a little Master Wu's pretty funny though when he tries to sing it.
Imagine Ian McKellen as Master Wu.
Okay, so funny thing about Ian McKellen is I've just watched a YouTube documentary about Ian McKellen. I've seen him in the Lord of the Rings movies I've been having to watch, and I've just started watching X-Men and he's Magneto. And so
Yeah.
I have had a lot of Ian McKellen this last few weeks.
Makes sense. And he's coming in Doomsday.
Yes, I was excited about that.
What's next?
That's all I had. We kind of blazed
all right.
through it.
Well, I'd say this actually felt like we went a decent amount of time.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely podcast length.
Agreed.
So with that, I think you should do our outro. Which the outro we definitely have rehearsed. Do that one.
Bye. I don't know.
We don't have an outro. You're good.
I didn't think so. Thank you for listening to the RNS Popcast.
And we will see you guys.
And sorry for every time we made you cringe, even though we enjoy it.
Oh, also, isn't the Super Bowl happening today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll probably ignore it while I'm at youth group.
Me too. And now the football fans are angry.
Of course.
Yay!
And I don't care at all.
Me neither. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.